Surface area. I'm going to draw the net first. The net of this guy is that we've got a triangle and then a rectangle and then a triangle. It could be any type of triangle. It could be a right triangle, right? I could draw it like this. It could be any type of triangle. But the idea is with every single edge of your base, you've got a rectangle that's coming off of it. So I've got one rectangle taken care of here. I would need another rectangle to fold up on these side lengths, right? Those guys would fold up on each other. And then I would need another rectangle up here in order to have those side lengths fold up on each other. And then it would be a complete rectangular prism. So we've got 3 rectangles. I need to redraw this in order to now label side lengths and stuff. So I've got I'm going to call it L because your diagram calls it L. So we've got the height of the prism, and that's going to stay consistent for all of these rectangles. The only thing that's going to change is all of the side lengths. So you've got 3 different side lengths, A, B, and C. Now they might be the same, some of them, like it might be an isosceles triangle, it might be an equilateral triangle, but they might not be the same. So keep that in mind that you'll then have 3 different rectangles that you need to figure out in terms of their dimensions, because the area of a rectangle is just base times height. So your 2 dimensions multiplied together. L, the height of the pyramid, will always stay the same, but all of those heights of the rectangles will change. All right, so the area, it's purple for this guy, right? Whoops. Yeah. So the surface area is going to be 2 times the area of the base, because you've got 2 of those triangles, plus the area of the 3 triangles. Okay. You can write it out in words if you want. It takes forever. This is not in your formula packet. You have to understand what the idea is of surface area. Okay, hemisphere. None of it is in your formula packet either, but realize it's half of a sphere. Okay, so if the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed, you take that and you multiply it by a half. Simplify before you multiply. The 2 here and the 4 here would cancel out, making it a 2 up there, which means this would become 2/3 pi r cubed. Do you need to have this formula memorized? No. Realize that it's volume of a sphere divided by 2, so then just literally write out a half times the volume of a sphere and then figure it out from there. Same with the surface area. The surface area is going to be the area of a sphere, which is 4 times pi r. I don't have this memorized. 4 times pi r squared. And then it's just a half of that, which means it's going to be 2 times pi r squared. Not in your formula packet. Not so sad, but there you go. All right, tons of formulas. Okay, sorry these notes aren't as short as I had hoped, but hopefully in the future for the rest of these notes, they will be shorter. We're gonna do one example so at least you feel like you've done something to be able to help you with your homework, which is for today. So you have an ice cream cone. It's in the shape of a right circular cone. Stop. Draw a right circular cone. I've got something like a circular surface, and then I've got those pieces coming down. You don't have to be a fantastic artist. If you are, love it, embrace it. If you're not, love it and embrace it. I don't know if you can hear my tummy rumbling, but it just made a really loud rumble. Okay, it has a radius of 3. So I'm going to zoom in on this guy a little bit and add in some details. A radius of 3. That means from here to here is a distance of 3 and a height of 8. So it's a right circular cone. So I know that from the center of this circle down to my vertex, this guy is a right angle and that height is 8. I want you to realize I need this dimension, my slant height or my lateral height. I need that dimension in order to calculate surface area. That this triangle that I just drew in here is a right triangle. I can solve for this S or L, I'm going to call it L, by doing the Pythagorean theorem, right? So L is going to be opposite of your 90-degree angle, which is your hypotenuse. So I know in order to find my surface area, I need to solve for that guy. I'm going to do it right now. So 3 squared plus 8 squared equals L squared, which means that L is going to be equal to the square root of, I'm going to do 3 squared plus 8 squared. I'm doing a lot of steps all at once. I'm doing it because I'm assuming that you guys feel comfortable with this by now. If you don't, definitely take a second and do more steps than I'm doing. And hopefully you'll still get the square root of 73. Don't round it, keep it exact, because this is not our final answer. Don't round before your final answer. Some of you are still doing that, so let's work on that. Okay, so I just solved for the lateral height or the slant height, which is good. In order to find the volume of the ice cream cone, I'm going to first write out my formula. Volume of a cone is 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. You don't have to have it memorized, but definitely write it down. So that's 1/3 times pi r squared times the height. The radius is 3, and then the height is 8, not L. Very common mistake to get those mixed up, so just be careful about that. All right. It says calculate it. It doesn't tell me how to round it, so I'm going to round it to 3 sig figs. 1 divided by 3 times pi is in your calculator. Google it on how to find it if you don't know where to find it. You can totally just Google where is calculator on, or where is pi on TI Nspire, where is pi on TI 84. But definitely use pi, don't do 3.14. Times 9 times 8. So that's 75.4. Centimeters cubed. Okay, B, the formula is, oops, I'm gonna have to really zoom in on that guy. The formula is pi r squared plus pi r L. So that's pi times 3 squared plus pi times 3 times the square root of 73. I'm just going to do it all in one foul swoop. 9 pi plus 3 times the square root of 73 times pi. So that is 108.8. If we're doing 3 sig figs, that's 109 centimeters squared. Okay, done. Now you have all the information you need in order to be successful on your homework. Let me know if you have questions.